Last week, we discussed, who can recall what we discussed last week? What did we discuss last week? Those of us online, use the chat box. What did we discuss last week? Okay. Mr. Joshua, you're here. All right. Did you join us last week? Okay. So, you can. Okay. Our customers representatives. What did we discuss last week? Okay, exemption for those who were not here. So that some people can breathe well. They're beginning to use I to tell me I was not here, don't ask me. So what did we discuss last week? I think we're able to look at what customer needs. We're able to also look at if customers were always right. I think we did that. What else did we do? Market chat, okay. Those of us online, use the chat box. What did we discuss last week? We discussed so many things. So what did we discuss last week? Okay. All right. So since I'm not getting any response, should we start again from the beginning? Yes. Who is saying yes? Please go and watch the video. It's there. I make sure I posted it last. I sent one of my colleagues to post it when I knew that. And I still make sure I posted it last night so that we can all go back and review. Even me, sir, what we discussed last week, I've forgotten. So we are on the same show. But what I can remember is that we stop at, and we said we are going to be starting from establishing your attitude. And that I can remember. So the rest, all of us, we have an assignment. We need to go back and actually review it. I think it was for an hour, 30 minutes. That was the class we had last week because of the HRM. And again, for some of us, there is something I dropped on the group, and there were feedback, and those feedbacks were some didn't actually understand. So the HRM with two manual and the recording has been published on the WhatsApp group. Please just go back and review week 2. When the HR facilitator is back, she will continue from week 3. So you have between that yesterday and next week, Friday, to have reviewed that week 2, because when she comes back, she'll be taking it from week 3. That was what that information was talking about. So what attitude do you display? What attitude do you establish as a customer service representative? According to William James, he said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitude of mind. Yes. As a defender in a football team, I always want to help my team by defending so that opponent don't score my team. Am I correct? Yes. But at the same time, I'm also scoring goals. A defender is leaving his duty, his main position to go and do what? To go and score goals. What kind of attitude does that person has? What kind of attitude does that defender has? So if the striker is not scoring, I can also score. So that's what William James is explaining. He said, discovery of his generation is that people can alter their lives by altering their attitude of mind. So my mindset, my position is for me to be at the back. But at the same time, I still happens to be someone who is banging in the goals. And if I've done that 1-2 times, even my team members will be counting on me to also score goals at some point. Not so, yes. So that's what he was trying to explain. So very importantly, if we can look at our attitude, it can actually change a whole lot of things for us. I was watching a clip this week, and a comedian came on stage and he started his comedy. And one of the first things he said is, I have left my own problem in the house to come and solve your own problem. So it means, in as much as we are customer representative, as soon as we assume that role, what do? We forget about our own personal issues. We begin to focus on making deliverables. And the audience burst into laughter. So you see me now, I just wear shirt, you see my belly, they sweet you. Now my own problem with this, you use a laugh. You understand? So this, if we begin to put in this kind of attitude, what will happen? We'll be able to make more deliverables. To some, customer service means going beyond what is expected of you and having a positive attitude, while others, it means adding value and integrity to every interaction. I don't want to interact with you at the end of the day. You are not seeing value. You come to this class, you sit down, the facilitators are not interested. So many of us will say, let me take a bow. Let me go. Not so. Yes. So we need to put in a whole lot of effort, value into this role as customer representative or customer service representative. So what are those attitudes that we can establish? What are those attitudes that we need to display? We want to be kind and responsive. We want to be what? Kind and responsive. Now, while we might all define customer service as a little differently, but we can all agree that in one thing, to provide great customer service, you need to put energy and enthusiasm into your interaction with customers. Great customer service begins with a great attitude. Leaving a positive, lasting impression with customers can not only turn into revenue, but can also build lasting relationships in addition to increasing your chance for repeat and new businesses. Hey, in the morning you wake up, you're not really feeling well, but there's this your neighbor that usually sing this song. Everybody will just come and shout, "Good morning, my neighbors. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?" Now, as you, how will you feel? It's contagious, not? Yes, somebody is excited. He's excited and he's transparent that. So, as a customer representative, when you see clients, what do you want to do? Your happiness should radiate. You have your problem, we know. But please, shift it aside. You have now assumed the role of customer service representative. So your attitude will show. So if you come here and giving attitude that is not nice, you will not be encouraged. Are we together? So very, very important. Now, one thing is, I was going to Old Parade Ground one day. It was very early in the morning. I think from area 1 yes to Old Parade Ground. And this vehicle I entered, I gave the man, I think he said 300, and I gave him 500. So for me, I don't think giving me a change of 200 should actually be a problem, or 300 should be a problem if I'm giving 500 and the charges is 200. And the next thing this man order was, this early morning, you carry 500, you give me. You know, in fact, you don't wake up well for morning. You wake up well, and somebody threw this time around 6 a.m. And if you're not careful, it will affect you negatively. And I was like, I think it's too early for this kind of statement. And I got my change, and for like 3 minutes, I wasn't myself. I wasn't happy. What has that cabman done to me? He has transferred his own negative impression, his own negative attitude to mine. And I open hand, I collect up. So, what's the point? The point is our attitude can affect us negatively, can also affect the organization negatively. So please, when you are happy, and you show your happiness, people around you will also, they'll have no choice to also embrace that happiness. Now look at this conclusion from Harvard Business School. Now this is what it concludes. It says, all successful selling will be relationship selling by the 21st century. All success in business will be based on relationship. Your very best customers are the people that you like and the ones that like you. 85% of your referrals and recommendations will come from people who like you and feel good about you. So what is the point? The point is we should focus on the relationship. Focus on what? The relationship. That's what will sustain our business. Customers are the life of our businesses. If there are no customers in our business, there is no business. Am I correct? Yes. And that's why we'll be discussing some of those techniques that we'll be looking at, and even some of the attitudes we'll be looking at that you can put in place. So the relationship, so what relationship do you have? There are people that will walk into your store, or there are stores you will walk into. You don't want to buy, but you will carry something home. You didn't go there with money, but you will carry something home. There are some of these business owners, as soon as you come, they say, welcome. So which one you want to buy today? You say, no, I'm not going to buy anything. Which one you know they buy anything? You don't see this latest one. Check out. Carry and put and test them inside you. I don't get money, no worry, just wear them. That thing when you carry, I don't carry and go. When you get to me, you don't know that you will get. They have sold. Why were you able to do that? Why was that person able to do that? There's a relationship. If there's no relationship, and with that, you have been able to do what? Sell off some of your goods, your products. Even though you are not getting the pay instantly, but you have sold it. So what Harvard concluded is actually true. So in as much as you have established a business, the next thing you want to do is establish relationship. As soon as they come, please have a relationship with them. There is this feedback I got from one guy, I think he's in the US, and this is what this guy does. He goes and fixes people's cars. You know how other countries could be. The way we are getting things here is quite easy. I can decide to trek from here now to FCDA. I will get very good to Gutu Junction. It doesn't happen in other places like that. I can decide to enter one Lugu now. I will see where they are frying akara. I can buy bread, buy pure water. I'm okay. In some countries, you cannot find that. You need to go to the mall. So what this guy does, he's an expert in fixing vehicle. So when he's called upon and he goes to fix vehicle, the next thing he wants to do is he wants to take a date of when he's fixing that vehicle and plan when that vehicle needs to be reserviced. And he'll put it on an Excel sheet. And over time, we'll just go back and review. When it is now time, you'll be the one calling another. That your vehicle is due for service. I don't even know where you come. So by the time he rotates all of his customers, do you think he's jobless? No. Has he established a relationship? Yes. So we must always look for a way to establish that relationship. See, the truth is, customer also wants relationship. It is not buy and sell alone. How you doing now? How things? You don't think when I see you for marketing. You don't think when I see you, hope say everything they okay. You are trying to find out the welfare of the customer before you even go ahead and start saying, I have this, I have that. So, businesses, please, if we have not been putting relationship aspect into it, this is the right time. And again, in establishing our relationship, one of the things we also want to do is to actually, it's more like you have a network now and you need to maintain it. So from time to time, reach out to this network, reach out to your customers. What are those attitudes that we need to actually display as a customer service representative or as a business owner? You want to be timely and responsive. You see this one? I am very guilty. I'm guilty of it. On Wednesday, I think middle of the night, around 10 a.m. I started from 10 a.m. I was responding to some messages I've gotten from our client here in Dexter and Close Consulting. And I worked till about 12. And I look at the messages I have on my WhatsApp alone. It's about 250. Yes, 250 messages. For me, I hate to have pending messages. And I went ahead from that 12 a.m. all the way till 5. I was responding and I cleared everything. When it was around 10 a.m., I saw another 50 messages. I am now back to where I was coming from. So what has happened that I've gotten so many messages? Simply because I have not been activating this attitude style, time and responses. But the truth is, while I don't want to make excuses, there are so many activities. In fact, the time I decide to say I want to lie down, maybe that's when another message is coming. And of course, you're human. You also need to maintain balanced work life. And you have said the rule is 8 hours for work, 8 hours for sleep. The other 8 hours is for yourself. Abi, I don't think I've used that last 8 hours for myself. That's been 16 hours of work and 8 hours of sleep. And even that one is deducted. So what is the point? Be time and responsive. Be prompt to customers' inquiries, concerns. For you to run your business successfully, you need to be what? Time and responsive. Because when you don't respond on time, customers are likely to do what? Go to your competitors. Remember the 89% we spoke about last week on the research that was done by customer service? That 89% of your people who leave you because of poor service ran straight into the arms of your competitors. So be time and responsive. If you do that, people will even trust you. If you send me a message and I respond on time, when you have friends who also need that same services, you say, okay, talk to him. He will respond. But when you send me a message, 2 weeks, I never respond. You'll be looking for alternative. That's the truth. So please be kind and responsive. Timely and responsive is one attitude we need to display. Another one is we need to be kind and understanding. When you are experiencing difficulties, when you are frustrated with service or products, a kind and understanding professional can be suiting in that aspect. Don't escalate the problem. Try to understand the customer point of view and the issue and put all effort in fixing that problem. Avoid transferring customer to another of your colleagues. Stop doing that. I had an encounter with Airtel, I think, was it December now? I will purchase data of 5,000 in 2 weeks, it has finished. Okay, fine, no problem. And they said data is based on usage and not validity. That's the language they were using. But I have the app, and I'm seeing that I have so many gigs in the app. But when I check the code now to check your data that is left, I'm seeing that I don't have data. But when I check the app, there's data on the app. I said, okay, fine. And let me find out. Then I open the app. If I walk like maybe 10 steps, if I refresh the app, the data has gone down. I didn't browse anything. I didn't check anything. I didn't go online. I didn't do it. How? I take another few steps. I refresh. From 2-point-something gig, the thing is going down to 1.5. And by over 1 hour, before you know, everything is fine. And I call them. So you are saying I don't have an active data. Okay, fine. This one I was seeing on the app. What is it for? I think the guy was newly recruited because I took him off his chair. Yes, while on phone, because I was very angry. And before you know, the guy got tired of me saying, I want to transfer to my organ. For the first time, network provider got call. Yes. They have done it to you. Okay, maybe in my own experience, for the first time, they got the call. You know, maybe then they got call normal. No, they're going to tell you, say, yes. Would that be all for now? They're going to ask you where you come from. Yes, they will ask you where you are calling from. But this guy actually hung it. I called again. It was the same guy. And I told him, I don't want to speak to you. I don't tire to talk to you. Give it to another person. I called them like 3 times. That day, even me, I know, say yes. I became a difficult customer. After calling all of them, I called again. They don't pick my call for like throughout that day. They didn't. It was a week later. They now call me. And I understand that this time I've already stopped using them, so I didn't buy data, so they are not seeing me. Now call me. You have not subscribed. This one. I can't really recall, but all I know is till today, I've not got their data. Yes. Because of my experience. One thing that they didn't do right was they were not even understanding me. Because the first thing you should have told me is that, okay, you had a data on the app and it was going down. Oh, so sorry. This is how it is operated. This is how it is. This is how it is. But you didn't say anything. You are just telling me that data is based on usage and not validity. Data is based on usage and not validity. That's not what I want to hear. Because what am I even browsing? So, as a customer representative, you want to take whatever their problem is, take it to heart, be interested in what their problem is. Now, while I may not have anything to do than to call and yell, complain, I still have one option. The option is I have MTN and I have Etisalat. Those are options. And truth be told, I have now gone to their what? To their competitors. So be kind and what? Understanding. You also need to be proactive. It's also another measure we put in place as a customer service representative or a business owner. Be proactive. By coming into Dexter Heroes Consulting Limited, I also discovered that the young graduates that we have now, present graduates that we have now, most of their times are spent on social media. Even if they are not on social media, they are on the internet. That's the truth. And another discovery is that most people don't like to read. They'll prefer to just watch a clip of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and they are good, than reading books of so many pages. So what are the proactive measures we can put in Dexter and Heroes to ease things? For some of us who have taken assessment, you'll find out that when you want to take assessment, we publish a file. That file contains your name and login details. But before the login details, there is a written instruction before you now access your login details. But I tell you, 95%, once they see that document, your login details, click on this document. As soon as they open it, you see that first page, they go to where they will see their name and their login details. Nothing concerned them with waiting there. And that's why when some of them now take their name, take the login details, go to the website, click, and the thing is not taking them in, they'll now come back and tell you, the thing is telling me inactive. It's telling me inactive. I cannot log in. Whereas you have missed the information that will make you log in. So therefore, what did I do? I went back and I created a PowerPoint slide regarding the assessment process. And I'll tell you, it's about 15, 20 minutes. Watch the assessment guide. So it's easy. I could take the data because I went back and checked number of people who have watched that clip. And I can bet you is more than people who have read the document. So people will always go back to what is easy because it's one click, bam. You understand? So that's proactive measures and all of that. And of course, what is another thing I did? So usually before you begin your training, the only thing we do is we have just one WhatsApp group. We add all of you and we drop just one document. Then the next thing we are doing is to call you. come for your training. We don't drop anything like address. Maybe we do that address via text message sometimes for people who say they are coming physically. We don't train anyone on how to use Zoom application prior to that training period. We don't do that. So that day, we just find a whole lot of people struggling on the Zoom application. Some will join without mic, some will join with video, some will not be hearing what the facilitator is doing, what he's saying. So I also took it upon myself, did a PowerPoint slide, how you can use Zoom application. So for some of us who actually join us early enough, we took you guys through briefing. Then after that briefing, immediately you have made your first installment payment into the program. We migrate you to an active group. Then we go back and remove you from that general. So this way, it has actually minimized because the data can tell. People who are now joining us virtually now know how to use how our Zoom medium is actually operating. Those are proactive measures you can also put in your business. What are those things you want to put in your business? What are those things you want to do? Some of us want to create some things online, do our marketing online. Am I correct? Yes. So those are proactive measures. So you want to look at trends. What's a possible way to actually communicate the business that you do with people? And you'll be activating your proactive measures. And you also agree with me, for you to get to the heart of the Gen Zs, the poor, is that not it? That's on real. For you to get to their heart, you need to behave like them. Yes. Find out all this trend that is happening. Find out how did it come about. So that you too, when you do it, they'll say, yeah, madam, you don't owe for this kind of thing. I lie. It's my business and I'm doing what I'm doing. So we need to follow trends. Very important. So also give customer clear and concise instruction and information on how they should proceed in the future. Yes, once you are done with maybe rendering a customer service to a client, the next thing you want to do, okay, so that you don't come back here again. This is where you need to continue from. You understand? You have given them heads up. Another thing you also want to do when it comes to attitude is you want to be open to feedback and suggestion. Yes. Open to feedback and what? Suggestion. Customers will tell you things you don't want to hear sometimes. But it may be the truth. So you just want to acknowledge. Feedback mechanism helps your business. If they are telling you that this thing is wrong, this thing you are doing is affecting us, that's a feedback. And you need to do what? Work on it. Last week we started our class late, not so. Yes, we did. Yes, but I think we started a bit earlier today than last week. Am I correct? Yes, so it's a feedback. And that's why I had to walk in with my laptop, everything, so that I can put pressure on the facilitator that was. And he made a comment like, I'm receiving pressure from back. You understand? So it's as a result of me acting on feedback that we got. Very important. Let me see if they can put on the generator. So feedback will help you in managing your business, knowing what to do. Before now, our data analysis class, whenever we're having data analysis class, you must come physical. And we have people who from Lagos who want to take data analysis class. We have people from different states across Nigeria who are also joining us in this training. I think even in this session, we have about 2 persons from Ilorin and we have 1 person from Lagos. And they are telling us that, why can you say that data analysis should only be physical? You're coming down. Some people who were even in Abuja can hardly come physically because some of them are staying in Buhari. And we went back and reviewed and said, okay, fine. We are going to be speaking with our facilitator so that he can see how we can manage both physical and those who are also joining virtually. And we have been doing that throughout this year, and it has been okay. This is as a result of feedback. So feedback will help you to adjust your policy. Then, of course, another one is for us to be transparent and candid. It's also another attitude we're going to display. Transparent and what? Candid. Yes. So let the customer know that you are also a human. You want to share your concerns with that such customer. Let the customer know that you're a human. Be transparent. When a customer is asking for additional products and it is not within your organization policy, please let them know. Be transparent. How many of us know that Microsoft Excel and data analysis are 2 separate courses? But when you are taking the class, you are taking it as one class. It's an information that we have been passing, but so many of us have not gotten it. When you were filling the form, both of them were not together. They were separate. That's telling you that it's a separate. But some will tell you, hey, I thought both of them are one now. You understand? So some people will come, they're expecting to get both data analysis and Microsoft Excel certificate plus 4 other certificates, making it 6. I will say no. Yes, before now, we have actually not been taking cognizance of that. In as much as you are doing Microsoft Excel, in as much as you are doing data analysis, we provide you with the 2 certification. But it is now like, it is not fair on those who are not taking data analysis and Microsoft Excel. Because at the end of the day, they end up taking 5 courses, getting 5 certificates. But because data analysis or Microsoft Excel is part of my course, I end up getting 6 certificates. So some people will feel it is unfair. So for each and every individual, I will ask. For example, those who have submitted their assessment right now on data analysis, I think apart from you, sir, for every other person that name has been uploaded, I have gone back to ask them. The reason why I didn't ask you is because I knew at some point we discussed about, yes. So please, you just want to be transparent and candid. Let the client know the value you are offering, the product you are giving. So the customer is now not going to feel as if this is being cheated on and so on. The next thing we want to do is we want to be inquisitive. Want to be what? Want to be inquisitive. Being inquisitive means asking the right questions. Asking the right questions is saying to the customer that you understand my concern. You understand what I'm explaining. And the question you are asking is to help solve that problem. The customer, the client now knows that you are interested in what he or she is saying. Okay, let me stop sharing. Just a moment, just trying to project. Let me share it back to those of us online. So be inquisitive. Ask the right questions. When you ask the right questions, the customer will feel that you are not just taking them for granted. You want to also paraphrase maybe some of their questions that they're asking. Why not? Just paraphrase so that they will have an idea that you're actually with them. Another thing attitude we want to put in place is we need to be knowledgeable about our product. Yes. We need to be what? Knowledgeable about our product, our policies, our new update, and all of that. Because customers see you as an expert. They come to you. They're asking questions. If you don't know your product, how can you answer questions? It's not possible. It's not going to be possible. So you need to be knowledgeable about what? About what you sell. You've been knowledgeable about it. The word service failure is for you to have limited knowledge of your own product and service. And that can easily be a nightmare. I think I made mention of it last week. Imagine somebody is asking you, you have a product, now you shape the product. You have a shop, you open it, and they're asking you, okay, which type of fabrics is this one? And I say, it'd be like saying a cashmere. Okay, no, it'd be like saying a... And I think we'll still boil down to the confident part of the attitude we need to also display. You need to be knowledgeable. There are some people, that's why for me, I always respect my friends from the East. If they are counting money, they are greeting you. As they are counting, now good morning, 25, good morning, they are greeting you. Because they are knowledgeable about, they can be facing somewhere else and they are telling you, that blue plot where they line 3 at the middle, how much is that one? Okay, that one where they like say just small star. Yes, that one is 25,000 per yard. They are not looking there. They know where their stuff are in that shop. And sometimes when you get to meet them, and maybe you want to buy a product, they don't have it in their shop. They go to sit down here and come. It's in my other shop. I'm going to go and bring it for you. Why? Because they know that if it is not in this shop, it is in another shop. They are knowledgeable about it. No, my brother has this one. Let me go to our other shop. So you need to be knowledgeable about your product. Being knowledgeable about your product is like me when asking you what is your name. You will not find it difficult to tell me what your name is. So don't find it difficult to talk about your what? Your product. At Dexter and Heroes Consulting Limited, there has been an adjustment in policy. The policy has been that what we try to push out is that we want young graduates to take part in 5 professional courses that will actually guide them while they make progress in their career path. And that's the narrative we push. 5 courses, 15/8. But we have also come back to say, okay, for some of us who may not be interested in some of those courses, maybe it's just one. We have asked, okay, why not? Pay 5,000 for it. But there has now been a review of policy. Our main goal is for us to push out 5 courses for you to take because you actually need them. But if you say you want to take one, the new policy is that if you are taking one, you're going to be paying 10,000 for one. Now, is it as if it's a new policy? No. Under the SAID standard, that's they call it bare minimum. Yes, that's the bare minimum. But out of the fact that we want to encourage capacity development, we went back and subcharged ourselves. So we reviewed the policy and went back to where NYSC actually put it. Why am I saying this? It's because I now have the information. So when there is a change in the organization, when there is a change in business policy, what do? So you need to be aware. You need to be what? Knowledgeable. Are we together? Yes. The next thing we also want to look at in establishing our attitude is we need to be professional. You see it? We need to be what? We need to be professional. You see, the first things, I learned this thing from Vin. Vin said, one of the ways to make, yes, that's it. One of the ways to make discussion go positively is for you to always put it on a positive note. For example, just a moment, sorry. Somebody is asking you, your product is quite expensive. Yes, that's very correct. It's because of the value we provide. If you check, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do. That's a negative way of taking your discussion. Your products are so expensive. Yes. Our products are expensive. Yes, we give the best value. Then begin to talk about the value that you bring. Just a minute. You begin to talk about the value that you bring. That's you taking your discussion in a positive note. Are we together? So being professional means that when your organization or you yourself or as a business owner, you know that you have not met expectations. The first thing you want to say is you want to apologize. I'm so sorry. Sorry for your experience. For some of you who must have encountered one or two, maybe during your training, I'm speaking to those of us who have been in training for quite some time now. If you have approached me, one of my first line is, sorry about your experience. I'm looking into it right now. That's being professional. Acknowledging. Acknowledging first. That's you being what? Professional. Very important. So look for a way to always drive it in a positive note at the end of the day. You want to apologize first, because for the customer or for the client to meet you and be giving complaint, it means he or she has gone through some difficulties. So at that point, you don't want to contribute more. You just want to provide positive what? Feedback. Very important. Then the next thing we want to do while we are being professional is for us to be what? Polite. Had an encounter last week. I think I shared. I'll call her a friend of mine. So certificate came out. Her name was not included. And she has sent me a message. Remember when we discussed time and responsive? I have failed to respond on time. And by the time I was checking, I've seen that she have dropped number of messages. And one of the things she said, you know, they even answer person. Person go drop message, you know the answer. Now, sometimes I also let them understand that I have a whole lot. Why that may not be an excuse, but I also take it from that point and drive. Then she's saying, I know they do a game. For my money. That was her feedback. And I say, okay, so sorry for not responding on time. I apologize because I have loads of messages. Let me quickly look into it. And I went and I actually discovered that she has not even taken an assessment. Yes, she has not taken the assessment. So there was no way the certificate was going to come out. Now, there is another part we are actually going to be discussing when it comes to this politeness. How we know we need to respond to some negative feedback, even when the customer is at what? At fault. Somebody that is shouting, I know they do again, I know they do again. The next thing I did was to actually check she has not taken the assessment. I quickly, instead of me telling her now to go to the document to go and check for her name, what did I do? I went and grabbed her login details and sent to her. I sent her the link. I even sent her the practice question. Why not just go ahead and quickly take it? Who know they do again, don't take the assessment. That was because of what? Being polite. So, remember what we said, establishing attitude. What attitude do you display? In as much as you are having your own personal issue, As soon as you got to that front desk, the next thing you are doing is what? Take those things away and try to make positivity from your job that day. So many, you see, police station is not a good place to be. Yes. I was there, was it last month? I was there for another case, but I witnessed other cases. Yes. There was this, I think they were doing drift. Is it drift now? What they call it? I don't think is it drift? People that sell clothes now. Drift, yes. So I think a lady displayed on an Instagram page that this is what I sell, and I sell in that bay. And a buyer is coming to tell her that, okay, I need a bay of this particular set of clothing. When the bay came and gave it to the client after she has paid, she opened it and she was seeing something different. What I ordered for versus what I got. Now, you see, some of you may be thinking, this course one that even takes a while to take out. But you now find out where it is effective. You see, the person that is actually running that business, one of the things she lacks is that, one, she wasn't even polite. Two, she didn't even acknowledge. And this lady placed a call to her and said, look, what we order, nobody did this circle. Please, how are we going to do it? He said, no, that's none of my business. It is a bay. And a bay came, and I gave it to you. I don't know what is inside. So why should I? Okay, don't worry. If you are disturbing, just give me 2 weeks. Let me communicate with the person in Lagos. And the customer didn't find it funny. While I was there in the police station for another case in Apple, the lady drove her car and walked in and said, I need you guys to make an arrest for me. And she went there, she picked up this woman and they brought her to the police station. I did where I did, not before counter, I did where I did. And I was hearing noise. DPO also need mental health checkup. Those people are going through a lot. From one case to another case. And I can imagine the whole lot of things that is on their head. But the truth is, the person who was selling was not polite, because even when we got there, even when they got there, they could see. Even the husband had to come. And at some point, the husband was angry with her. Say, if you talk now, I'll slap you. So what happened? Actually, she's from a wealthier home. She has been, I don't know. I just feel she has gotten everything she always wanted. So customer service is not, she's just doing the business to be doing something, not actually having what it means, what it takes for you to be a customer representative. And this lady was saying that if she has told us that, give us 2 weeks, this must be a mix-up. We'll not have any issue. We'll not have problem. We'll have returned it back. At the end of the day, they had to take the whole thing. And she had to make that refund. And while she was there, you know, police can easily be triggered as well. Yes. They took a female police to go and invite her. And when she was in the police station, she said, hey, police van came, they came with guns. Hey. So the policeman heard it say, hey, they came with guns. Oh, yeah, come here, come here, come here. That's how she took her and put her in the counter. She came. And the DPO on his verdict said, if you have been polite to these ladies, I don't think you will find yourself here. But of course, police must chop. So now when they don't reach here, they will bail. So please, part of our business, we want to be polite. In fact, there's still some part of it. There are some difficult customers when you don't finish to resolve their issue. They are very difficult. They will still tell you thank you. Difficult people, they'll still tell you thank you. Another thing you need to do is for you to be confident. If you are not confident, customers will do what they will know. It also boils down to you being knowledgeable about your product. The way you speak about your product is, yes, this guy knows what he's talking about. Now sometimes you may even be saying rubbish, but they know, yes. Is your confidence level? So you need to be confident. You are an expert, so they are coming to you. As an expert, they are coming to you. They want to know whether you can solve my problem. When you bring complaint, I'm telling you, okay, have you been able to do this? Somebody was chatting me up yesterday because we did a training on I think on the 28th of April, we did a training on reviewing of your CVs and of course how you can attend to interview questions. And at the end of that session, those of them who have requested for the CV templates, I went to the form and I sent it to them. And this person is telling me that I didn't get it. Are you sure? You see, you get the way we, even clients, when they talk to you, they know say they distress you. And then they apologize, they say, sorry for the stress. Sorry for disturbing. I know I'm disturbing. I've gotten a lot of messages like that. And I said, okay, have you checked? Okay, I even send my own personal mail. Why not use my mail to search your mailbox? Say, I still didn't find it. I said, have you checked your spam? And I said, oh, okay. He went back and checked. He said, I've seen it. So sorry for the stress. So sorry, sir. Yeah. So it's as a result of you being confident. Otherwise, if problems is thrown at you, you just find yourself you're not balanced. Because this question with this guy they asked me now, he said he never get that. Okay, what's the solution? The truth is, when you don't troubleshoot a particular problem, that same problem will come. Now, when it comes, it is the alternative you are provided to respond. That's what you use. So people you have sent this same CV to are coming back to tell you that they have not gotten it. And whereas it's in their mailbox, you did not troubleshoot to find out if it actually delivered or not. As they are coming back, you will now start resending again, meaning double work. So it now tells me that when somebody say, I have not received, and I check, it's part of the ones I've sent. Can you use my mail to search your mail? My name will come out. Look at it. Why not check your spam? Then in these two cases, if we don't find it there, means that you fill the form late and have not sent to your seat. So you need to do what? Troubleshoot a particular problem so that you can take it up from there. And it's part of confidence, meaning that you can make judgments at the end of the day and your client will understand. You also need to be persistent. Good service is not always given at the first time. Maybe the first time you came in for your training, the first person you saw, you don't really like his teaching. I know really bad one. You understand? So the customer will come to you, your first service you are rendering may not actually be top-notch, but you want to be persistent. Maybe one of the things you fail to mention is the benefit of taking your product. And after your customer have bought maybe one or two products, as maybe they are away, the next thing you want to do is for you to find a way to make sure that they know of the benefit of that product. You want to reach out to them so that they know the benefit of that product. So that at the end of the day, you leave your customer what? Satisfied. Very important. Another thing we also need to do is for us to be what? Patient. Is another attitude we need to put in place. Some customers need a little more time or assistance to make their selection. Taking the time, especially with our senior children in the true signs of the customer profession. Have you tried to teach your children maybe some those their homework, or they give them an assignment and you try to teach them? You know, children can be very playful while as you are teaching them, they don't want to reach that place, they don't come back. If you don't have patience, I was in the salon also yesterday, and a lady was taking them, I think it was losing a younger sister, and the girl was frustrated. She just carry away good. She just lied down and slept off. So that's the kind of attitude we want to put when we are dealing with customers. There are some customers that will ask you one question, they will ask you in different way 5 times. Yes. You just need to be what? To be patient. And one simple way you can do it, no, I'm with you. Don't worry, I'm with you. That's one way you can do. So, in as much as you are being patient, just know that at the same time, you also be explaining and what? explaining, but no tire. No do what? No tire. Yes. So reassurance is also another thing. Another way to also do that is, you know, not every one of us think fast. Some of us, we are slow learners. You understand? We don't think fast. Somebody may just share information now. Yesterday, I also got that feedback. I dropped an information on the group concerning HRM starting from yesterday with 2 till next week Friday. And somebody reached out to me and say, have we started our class on Fridays now? Yes. It's normal because the person is seeing Friday. I think I got like 3 or 4 feedback. And I started now explaining. So, oh, okay, I understand now. Yes. You understand? So you just need to be patient. Sometimes they do me like, God, what's in the body you say? If they do me like that, it's normal. But as we have said, you need to do what? Be professional. Yes. While we may not be okay when you are dealing with people, be professional. Because they don't actually know what is going on with you at your own end. Recall that we mentioned that the first day, maybe you place a call to an organization, the first person that pick your call, the person is very attentive, the person is very friendly, the person is very nice. Your assumption is what? Everybody in that organization are what? They are nice. So the day you change them for them, everybody in that organization are what? They are rude. So very important when it comes to patients. Sometimes I do receive call from our client here from Dexter and it was at 11 p.m. Yes, they do call me. I received, I think 3 days ago, I was receiving call constantly. When I was seeing the call, I just shake my head. I said, well, I mean, never married. Yes, because, you know, that can actually cause problem for some persons who are in their marriages. Another thing you also want to do, attitude you want to establish is we want to be personal. Remember, your customers are individual. You cannot treat all of them as the same. So you want to make them feel special. Make them do what? Feel special. Now let's dive into our major discussion for today. I think I've shared the manual on the group. We are done with manual 1, so we are going to manual 2 now. Then we'll be looking at the techniques involved when it comes to customer service management. So let me quickly share the second manual. Customer service techniques. We'll be looking at different kinds of techniques that we can use in all kinds of customer interaction. Okay, hold on, I've not shared with my people on Zoom. All right. So the techniques are the effective tools we can apply in all kinds of customer interaction. 2 clients walks in, or they are in a queue and they tell you, hey, sharp, abeg, attend to me. What is the next thing you do? How do you attend to such situation? 2 customers, same, attend to me first. What do you do in this kind of situation? We have a service failure and the fault is from our company. What do you do? Do you admit that or blame the organization? Or you give an attitude, you don't concern me now. Maybe I did them. Now, see, the thing don't happen.
Or what if there's an angry customer who wants to bring down the roof? Today, I go show una say, na me dey here. Angry customer. What do? What are those techniques you are going to apply? That's where customer service technique tools comes in. We're going to be looking at 28 of them, 28 techniques that will use in all kinds of customer interaction. Sometimes you will apply one, you no go work. You go apply two, you no go work. You go apply three, you no go work. Please, you go still apply that four. Pray to God. Very important, because the day you encounter difficult customers, it can be so frustrating. But one thing is, do not give up on that customer. Yes, and the goal is for you to ensure that that customer is calm. Now, what's the best time to apply them? Now, let's look at them. The techniques involved. These are the techniques. We have about 20, we have about 15 on your screen. Above and beyond the call of duty, acknowledge customers' needs. Number 3 is what? Number 4? Number 5? Number 6? Number 7? Number 8? Number 9? Number 13? Number 14? And number 15? Then we also have here, we have 16. 16 is what? Number 17? Number 18? Number 19? 24? 25? Number 26? Number 27? Number 28? Yes, so these are the 28 techniques we are going to be applying just for us to have a successful business, just for us to be a good customer representative. This one says past 10 commandment. 28 things just to please humans who brought their money to collect something. So let's quickly take them. I think we'll try and see where we can get to. The first one is above and beyond the call of duty. You go beyond expectation. You go beyond your JD, job descriptions. You see a customer coming, maybe she's advanced in age. As a front desk officer, your job is not actually to go there and open the car, get her items, and work with her in. That's not your job. But when you're going above and beyond the call of duty, you decided to do that. It's not your job. You decided to do it. I think this is where pride comes in. Yes, if you have pride, yes. And I will tell you, that's why I trust an evil person. That your money, they carry come, you know they carry and go back. Once you enter the shop, you must do what? Instruct. You understand? So we want to do things that are really not part of our job, just to make things easy. Open the car door. Hey, you're welcome. How was your... Just be friendly. A client is calling you, not in the working hour. But because you know the client is very important, you decide to do what? Pick the call. For some of us who are on Instagram, if you have been following tips on customer service, there is this lady that works in the office. They call her Veronica. It's just like it's a cartoon kind of. Yes, Veronica is very rude. Yes, but she's straight to the point. I think at some point the HR came to Veronica and said, "Please, can you help me interview some of these people?" And Veronica said, that's not part of my JD. That's not part of my job description. He said, please, now you can help me and do it. Veronica said, okay, no problem. Veronica brought list of things that she wants to actually buy with money. And she gave it to the HR, saying, see this list of things, I need money to buy them. Is it possible for you to also, yes, make provision for it? He said, but Veronica, I'm not the one that to buy this is for you. These are your personal items. He said, yes, this same interview you're asking me to do is not part of my JD. Yes, that's true. That's actually how it should be. But then what are we learning? You can go beyond the call of duty. If they call Veronica when it is not a working hour, Veronica doesn't pick. And even if you pick, say, why are you interrupting my relaxation time? That's what she will say. When I see some of those clips, I'll drop it on the WhatsApp group. So above and beyond the call on duty is for you to do what is not actually part of your JD. How many of us know that bank open on Saturday? And Sunday too? Yes. We will be regular people. Monday to what? Friday. There are people who bank manager open for Sunday. That's going above and beyond the call of duty because you're not working on Sunday. You're not working on Saturday. But then there are people who. But what are we saying? What are we learning? We have said it. Part of the attitude we are talking about is for you to treat everyone equally. Make everyone feel special. So please, it takes nothing from you in as much as you want to make your sales for you to go above and beyond the call of duty. Like I said before, even difficult customers, when you render services to them and you solve their problem, they will still tell you thank you. Some of them will, even upon how difficult they are, they will still tell you thank you. Another technique we want to apply is acknowledge customers' needs. I think it's part of what we also discussed last week, knowing what customer wants. So you want to troubleshoot, acknowledging their needs. One customer sees that you are making an effort to understand his or her needs, even if you can't meet them. What is the response? They feel positive about the effort you have made, not so. Yes, they'll feel positive about it. So acknowledging may not involve rephrasing something the customer has said to you, e.g., I understand that you want to get the very best of your value, or it may involve responding to something you observe about the customer. I can see that you're in a hurry. That's an observation. That's you acknowledging customer. Somebody is coming and saying, I need my certificate, or I think I've gotten like few feedback. Please, I need my certificate, soft copy to be scanned to me. I'm applying for a job right now. And I know how it is when you have an opportunity to apply for a job and maybe they have called you for interview. You want to put everything in place, in order. So I know. So the next thing I want to do is begin to quickly look for way to send such down to the person. So be able to read. I think it has to do with when we mentioned appropriate nonverbal as part of the techniques we are also going to use. So please quickly acknowledge customers' need. When you acknowledge their need, they know that, okay, this person already know. They see you jumping up and down. They will have no option than to what? To calm down if they are even being difficult. Another one is for us to acknowledge without acknowledging without encouraging. Okay, this is what it simply means. You bought a product from us, the product is not working, and you reach out to us. I said that product is not working. I say, hey, the product no dey work. Sorry, oh, sorry. And you drive all the way from Gwagwalada come. Yeah, this thing will not come dey work. So, wow, you are giving the customer more room to fire down. Yes, you are encouraging the customer to continue to fault you, to continue to fault your organization. So what will acknowledging without encouraging mean here? You have acknowledged, oh, really? So sorry about it. and you drove all the way far. Okay, please, and let's quickly look for a way to resolve it. Okay, you said this part of the product is not working. Okay, when you press here, it was not working. Okay, let me quickly take it to our technician. Let the person talk. You have switched from the problem itself to what? To finding what? Solution. That's you acknowledging without encouraging. So you want to quickly switch into providing solution. First, as we have rightly mentioned, you want to acknowledge their feelings. In short sentence, don't make it so long. And you need to do what? Refocus on the problem. And what will help you to do this? What will actually help you to do this is active listening. Active what? Listening. Some clients can be so detailed. Very, very detailed. And you know, there are some people who talk slowly. Maybe you pick the call. As soon as you pick that call, you have a whole lot of work you are doing. And this person is still taking their time to talk. Ah! Some of us behind the phone. Because you want to be done away with that call. But some customer can be detailed. Maybe they just want to do an appraisal. They're telling you, what's your name? Remind me your name. Queen. Queen, you know, the last time when you came, Queen came to our organization and she said, very detailed. You know, this morning when I was coming for my training, I arrived at 7 a.m. I was standing outside. I didn't see anybody. I was now wondering if class is actually going to held. And before I know, I saw Mr. Solomon. He came in. He was even asking me if my name is Patient. And I told him, no, my name is Queen. Then all of a sudden, I began to see his colleagues. They were now coming and they now brought some of this information are not what necessary. But she's saying it. But what do you need to do? You need to listen. You have no option. Listen to her. At the end of the day, what she's trying to drive at is, you people are actually doing a nice work. You are doing so well. But by the time you cut out short at the middle, you will not hear the ending part. So you need to do what? Pay attention. At this point in time, when you know that you have a whole lot of work and such a call comes in, and you know that, do you know some of us sometimes when we see a call from somebody, we say, this one where they talk too much, they can make a shift the phone one side. You understand? But as long as you pick that phone call, just dedicate the next 10 minutes. Dedicate it. You understand? So allow the customer to do what? Finish. That's part of active what? Listening. That's the only way you can actually get their concern. And you know, sometimes when people like this come in our organization and they are talking to you comfortably, remember that we said something. One of the attitudes we want to put in place is what? Relationship in our business. You now have a relationship with them and they feel safe talking to you. Some of them in their family, nobody listens to them. And maybe you are the only one. Yes, you have not become somebody that they will come for therapy. You are not what people who do therapy, what do they call them? They are therapists, right? Yes, you're not in your own customer service business. So you don't also grab therapy part of your work. So you must do what? You must listen. Because by the time you don't listen to them, and what happens? Maybe you are the only person that listens to them before you know they go into depression. Yes. One of the biggest things in life, one of the biggest things that people never take is for them to admit their own mistakes. Very difficult thing to do. Very, very difficult thing to do. Pride makes people not to admit their mistake. You know, I used to watch Brother Shaggy's clips a lot. And when you catch him, you say, sorry, my bad. I take full responsibility. You see, admitting mistake can also be checked. You can do it logical. You don't want to admit mistake and you feel bad about it. No, you're admitting and doing what? Providing solution. When you don't catch and don't tell you my bad, I take full responsibility. The next thing is what we go do now. That should be it. You understand? So people in general, and of course, customers in particular, tend to respect those who are honest and open about their mistakes and errors. They will appreciate you. They'll say, okay, this person is honest. They're very honest. Okay, you say no, no problem. But do you know that this can actually save you from a whole lot? Yes. I'm telling you, this thing, I take my photo back. When you buy and you don't work for you, it work now. When you go, you know what happen. No, you don't concern you, know they collect, you know they let her back. I buy something, you never reach me, you tell me, say, I think that's what happened with the police station scenario. Because everybody wants to claim, say, don't want to admit mistake. You understand? So admitting mistake can actually take a whole lot. This avoid unnecessary provoking a customer by representing yourself or the company in inflammables. The key thing is admitting mistake is to do so in a very short sentence and then move on to solving whatever the problem is. Okay, yes. It's our fault. I'm so sorry about it. Let's quickly look for a way to do it. After you don't admit, you don't switch and you move. Very important. Now let's look at the kind of difficult customers that we have. We said allowing venting. Has there been any day in your heart? You say today, for these people, and they go to their office, I won't go change them for them. Have you ever been in that kind of mood before? Yes. It's normal. So when you are in that mood, you are two kinds of person. You are either the venter or the obsessor. One of them. The venters are people, when they get there, they will shout, talk. Like I don't agree. I was in the bank one day, I think some people were coming. They were coming from behind. Now, no man now, I know how it happened. Somebody will know they killed him, you know. The one young man was there. See, I've been watching you, one of you, in this tanker. You have not been observing the queue. All of you have been doing rubbish here. I stand here in the queue. Do you think I don't have my own personal job? And the bank went quiet. I say, yes, correct. Before you know, the counter people, you people should follow queue. Follow queue. After a while, it was calm. And true, you can't see the counter people, they were now monitoring the queue. Please, please go and join the queue. Because you really don't know the guys. I was behind you, I didn't see. I don't see. Obsessors, those ones, the more they talk, the angrier they get. Yes. As they talk to you, say, sir, oh, I'm talking, you are talking. I'm telling you, listen your thing. When you keep quiet, oh, you are not answering me again, Abi. Those are the what? Obsessors. The more they talk, the angrier they get. So, do you now see that as a customer representative or as a business owner, you have a whole lot of? Yes. Please, from time to time, you to go and check your mental health. Very important. Because you also go through a lot. So those are vendors, those are obsessors, and that's how they operate. Admitting mistake and apologizing, you see, they are closely related. Yes. You know, when you have admitted, I think it's part of you saying you are taking full responsibility. You are also apologizing for the inconveniences and all of that. It is one of the techniques that will actually help you to go far. Yes, you see these two, They will really help you to go far when you have business. Yes. But you must be careful when you are admitting mistake, when you're also apologizing, that you want to do it in short sentence. Recall that in every customer's mind that they have what? Right. And we look at it last week. Customers do not what? Always, they are not always right. Some of them can be overly demanding. Don't start apologizing when a customer is asking for what your policies apparently say you cannot. While you can admit their concern, you want to help them shift their focus. Let them be focused on the product, the value you are providing. Please apologize when it is due. Sincere apology can help calm a customer, particularly when you or your company has made an error. Yes. We are human beings. Errors can come from anywhere. You can make mistakes. Your company can make mistakes. You apologize, but make it, don't put yourself where the customer will see, just look at you, your organization, just see. That's what you people do. Okay. So one of the ladies I was actually looking to apply for a job, when she sent me a voice note, said, I actually don't believe that an organization as big as Dexter & Hughes will be finding it difficult to send down my certificates. Yes, we experience it. You may think everybody they smile here. Behind the camera, in fact, if you say what we do behind the scene of what we are going through, if you are coming here, you need to be coming with maybe one crate of mineral every day. You said? What is it? You said? That, no, you cannot only be bringing just a coconut. Can we bring you other goodies? Yes. So, please, be ready to make your apology what? Short, simple, and you move ahead. Appropriate non-verbal. Body language. Your body language should be welcoming. Hey, you're welcome. Is this your first time Dexter & Heroes? Oh, okay, our class is happening upstairs. Hope you didn't find it difficult. Was the map helpful from the different location that you were coming from? Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful. Okay, you're welcome, sir. Please, just go upstairs. The class will begin in an hour. We'll begin in 30 minutes. What's my body language saying? Am I welcoming? Yeah. Am I welcoming? Yes. So when you see people in your store for the first time, hey, look, welcome, sir. This way, sir. This way, sir. They'll feel welcome. So your body language must show. Must be what? Must be welcoming. If your body language is not welcoming, they will also know. I've walked into a store. I just look at them. I just walk out and went to another store. Yes. It doesn't even look like, and I'm sure some of us have done that. You just went to the store. Nobody's even paying attention. These people are not serious, I think. Somebody said they have not paid their salary, and that's why they are not observant. So body language can do a whole lot. Customer tends to decide whether you are interested in them and you want to help them based on whether you look at them when you speak or listen, whether you stand or sit in an attentive position, and even if you fidget or look like you are in a hurry to get rid of them. You know, there are some people that will come. This person said, "Your wahala too much. I beg, waiting me down, look for a certificate. I beg." Yes, you said that 5 courses you offer. Project management, which one again? They know that you just want to get rid of. They know that you are not interested in them. So good. That's body language. Appropriate smile is also another technique. You see, organizations, they have a way of strategically positioning people, beautiful people who can smile a lot at the front desk. So that when you walk in, as you are bringing your problem, when you see that smile, you just, okay, you calm down. Just calm down. And for me, I will tell you, women have one powerful inbuilt tool. They know how to get what they want. Yes. Am I lying? I'm not lying now. They know how to get what they want. Simple smile, maybe one line. You know, women are really not the ones sending romantic messages. Do women do that? Women don't. But any day we get sending romantic message, go and check your account balance. It's about to what? Hold down. They know what they are doing. They have their tools. And you, when they send message, finish man. This is where you go focus. So organization knows that women have that power. That's why they put them in the front desk. So appropriate smile can just ease tension, can just also make clients feel welcome and so on. You understand? Another thing techniques we also want to use is arranging for follow-up. Yes. When you promise a client that you are going to reach out to the client in 30 minutes, why not do that in 30 minutes? Make sure you fulfill that promise. Now, arranging for follow-up should include three things. Put this thing in heart. Three things. Explaining what you will do between that time that they have actually called and what you will be doing to follow up. Two, you want to also give specific time by which you are going to get back to that customer. And thirdly, you want to offer choices, form of timing to follow up. You call back, you send email, you call the customers and so on. Now, when you are ready for follow-up, you must make effort to fulfill your what? Your promise. Very important. Arranging for follow-up. I don't tell you, say, I will call you in 30 minutes. Please do it. Fulfill that promise. Then the next one is assurance effort. Assurance effort. When customers don't feel that you are making effort, they will know. When customers feel that you are making effort, they will also know. When customers see that you are going above and beyond the call of duty, they will know. Assurance effort is a statement like, well, I can see you are in a hurry. I'm going to do my best to get this wrap up in a few minutes. You're already assuring them that you are doing something about it. That's assurance effort. So always have this statement in mind when there is a complaint. Don't worry, I'm looking into it now. I just want to find a way to quickly resolve it. They will feel calm. They will feel happy that you are even attending to them. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. Assurance effort is different from assurance result. Effort is you are making a proclamation that you are going to do something about it, but the end result, you don't know yet. Because you may be troubleshooting and you get to a point where actually it is not now your jurisdiction to finish up. You now need to send it to somebody, maybe your subordinate or maybe your superior. You know, at that point, the result has not been fully materialized. So you want to relate to the client and say, look, this is what I've done from this point to this point. Just give us maybe another 1 or 2 days for us to finalize. So assurance result will now come when you have now made that deliverable or when you are sure that that result will be generated. Another one is techniques we can use is audience removal. I think this one is what the bankers use. I think it was year 11. I was in the bank. I mean, whenever I'm in the queue, I observe those who are at my front, partially those who are at my back. Because the front must move for me to move. And there's this guy, you know, confident people. It takes another confident people to challenge another confident people. You know, yes. And you see, a lot of people in this country are not confident, especially those people on bank queues. They will see somebody walk, pass them, go counter, finish up, leave them. They will just look. It's terrible. I was in that queue, and I think GT Bank has terrible network that day, and I was standing, I was observing. One young guy just come, fresh guy, smooth, sweet, in beard, everything shiny. He went straight to the counter. I realized they know him. You know, he got withdrawal slip or something. As soon as he finished filling, he was sending it back. As they send it back, that's only if you put that in here, we will scatter this line. You just they come now. And you say, Ross, why did I say, no, they blow your voice. No, Luan. Go join queue. Look at this queue, how long it is. You can see different heads of states on the queue. You just walk out. So there, I was already venting. So they are now beginning to observe that people have been taking notes. Before you know, the counter was telling. So he actually left the scene, went away. I say, for me, except for these people, if they are not ready to make their transaction, but before you will do your transaction, before your transaction can be successful, me, I will do my own. And that was it. That was when I now knew that, you see, some people will just be followers this life. Hey, okay, yes, you are correct. You are correct. Oh, I am not correct. But you are seeing it. So as I was in the queue, when somebody tried to also bypass, you say, okay, see this one, won't bypass. Oh, and I mean, being our God now. When we got there, I still squeezed my face when the guy was still within the surrounding. They just looked me, all of them just they laugh. Say, oh God, smile now. I say, no, till I finish my this. And I actually had to withdraw. Before I left there, I said, the whatever happens is now left for you guys. I was relating with Mr. Madi and he said, a lot of people are not confident in this country. They are not. See, when you know your right, do what? Stand by it. Don't let anybody push you to the wall. And I always say it. I think I've said it in some of our classes before now. If you find yourself in an environment where your confidence level is going down, please take a walk. Do what? Take a walk. They are not appreciating you. Anytime you walk in, they just say a whole lot of things. You get home, you feel depressed. Do what? Take a walk. Please. Be confident. That's one of the things we are providing here. It's not just your certificate at the end of the day. Be confident about yourself. Please. One of the first assignments I will ask you to go and do is go and have an elevator pitch. Somebody asks you to introduce yourself. You should be able to speak for 5 minutes talking about yourself. Yes. You have I don't think any one of us is 20 years here. So you have a whole lot of story to tell. From at least when you know that you started having sense. You have a whole lot to tell. Structure it. Somebody asks you, may I meet you? And you're just saying just your name. No. Be able to sell yourself. Very important. So the point is, when bank notice that there is one person that is causing a scene and he can likely get support of others, what they do is they will just come. If now you be that obsessed or the inventor, they say, come to the office. They'll take you to the office. They have successfully removed you from the audience. So the rest will now languish in whatever situation they find themselves. That's what bankers, audience, remove. Because they know that you will get support. And once you have, they say once a group of people are stronger, yes. Because they know that when you begin to have support, the bank, they will not be able to manage it again. So they'll quickly remove you. That's what bankers do. And if you see the example we have there, Mr. Uche, I am sure you would prefer that your privacy is protected. And so let's go to the office and we can continue there. Please, when your right is about to be taken to you from you, especially when you're in the queue, vent. Yes, people may be looking at you, this one, are you sure you're okay? Yes, you're okay, that's why you're venting. They are the ones not okay because they are not observing. Another techniques that you can use is bonus buy-off. Yes, you have an angry customer, the customer is there. The next thing you want to do after you have provided your value, for the inconvenience's sake, you just maybe, can you have this bottle of water? Not be bribe, I just bonus bribe, just to ease tension. So you can have some of those things you can use as bonus buy-off in your businesses or as a customer representative for an organization. Then, of course, broken record. These techniques is primarily with customers who want to work with you to solve their problem. You are telling them that this is the problem. They're telling you they don't want to hear. Just put on the way it's supposed to be. And you actually need them in solving that problem. But they don't want to listen to you. So what you can do is just continue to repeat what they need to do to resolve that complaint. You might be saying it in a different language. As they are talking with the no one, you just keep repeating that same thing, repeating that same message, sending that same message. When they see that this person is sounding this same thing, they will have no any other choice than to do what? Cooperate with you. So that's what broken record means. So one thing you can do, look at this next slide. If the customer ignores this, you repeat the message, but in different what? Words. You can option 1 or option 2. You can also use preferences. Do you have a preference? You want to ask, do you have preference? You are providing other options for them. They will have no option than to answer you. You are telling them that this is not this. So, okay, how do you want it? They will be forced to do what? To talk. Do you understand? Then another one is closing interaction positively. Irrespective of how the discussion has gone from beginning, ensure whether the person is a difficult customer, ensure that you close that interaction positively, because sometimes it is the end that they always recall. So ensure that you close that interaction positively. And what are the examples we can use? Thanks for coming, appreciate your patience, apologize for the delay and all. Yes. Those are closing interaction that you can use positively. Then, of course, common courtesy. Somebody walks into an organization. I think I was listening to this South African guy who is a business analyst. I've forgotten his name now. He usually talks about businesses. He analyzes it. Is this bar guy? He has bar head. Yes. How many of us know him? He's always on social listen. He's a South African. Yes. And he has developed something he called, when it was, yes. Yes, I think that's him. Yes. He talks about brand, he talks about marketing. Yes. And it tells you, I think he was talking about one brand. There's something he said. He said, for this video that you're actually watching, he has a special font he uses for it. You know, like transcription, when somebody talks. You see that special font? He said that's his brand. So whatever book you are going to read, it's that same font. It doesn't change it. That's his brand. And when you walk into his office, I think there's one of his quotes, "Hello, family." You always see it. It's a common cause. So, yes, it's a common cause. So when they walk into your organization, what is that one thing that as soon as they are leaving, they are seeing it? Or when they are walking in, what is that thing that they are seeing? It's common cause. Yeah. So it can be as please, it can be as thank you. You're just creating an environment of your guests or for using a civil language where they could always remember you. Usually, when customer service are under pressure, they may forget to use this cursing. So it's normal. They may forget to use it. So it's a natural mistake, but just try to put an effort to do what? To avoid it. Then the next one is for you to complete a follow-up. Completing a follow-up. Recall, we made mention of it. You want to reach out to your client, to your customers. Okay, I had an issue that you have so issue and so on. I am here actually to pick it up from there. I'm actually reaching out to you so that we can resolve it. My boss have asked me to take charge. That's you doing what? Completing a follow-up. The follow-up maybe has been done by somebody else. Then the next one is contact security authority and management. See, you have a JD, you have job description. As a customer representative, your work is not to go and catch thief. Please, day your day. So when you notice a theft in your supermarket, in your store, in your business, what do? Call the what? The security. They are the personnel that have been trained to handle such situation. I did not say you should go and be fighting. Above and beyond the call of duty, we just mean that basically something within. You know, security people are trained. They are trained personnel. Please don't go and catch this. Don't go and fight anybody there. In as much as you want to go above and beyond the call of duty. Anything will not concern you, because by the time it happened, they say, were you trained in that aspect? The organization will come back and bounce you. You understand? So if you are going beyond the call of duty, please make sure it is within something that will not affect your productivity or will not affect your job per se. You understand? Then, of course, the next strategy is disengaging. I had a client last year. Her name is Chidera. She came, she has been venting. In fact, that was when I actually assumed position of operations. And she came. I think she was about to finish her service. She has been actually been messaging the MD. The MD has been really busy. The MD has not been responding. Then she will revert back to me. Me, I've been the one responding. And she said, today, I dey come down our office. I will tear everything down. I don't tell you, I see my certificate. I won't pass out now. But some of my colleagues have gotten their own. Now my boss is actually beginning to feel that I didn't take the training. And she came. And when she sat down, she was sitting, I think where this my boss was sitting. And I said, today, I want all my certificates. I don't want to hear story. In fact, I'm going to report you people to social media. I'm going to tag this and I'm going to tag that. It was there. So I brought, I think our certificate was 3. So 2 were ready. I think 1 was not ready for some reasons. I don't know. I can't recall. But I brought those 2. But before she came, we already just told her that it was just 1 that was available. So I now brought 2. So thinking that the 2 we at least suppress, she said, no, I want my complete certificate. Just left her. Went back. I continued doing what I was doing. What have I done? I've disengaged. Yes. After disengaging, when you go back, you want to re-engage that discussion. You find out that you have moved a step closer to finding a positive solution. How she was venting in the first conversation has now dropped. Now she's not saying, all I know is me, I want my certificate today. I don't want to do this. The tone has changed. So I promised her, I said, don't worry. Where do you stay? She stays around my area. I said, don't worry. I'll be the one to bring the certificates. When I'm in the area, I'll give you a call. Till today, she has not even come to pick the certificates. So when you disengage, you allow for. She was there for like, just allow her. Don't. Just allow her. Especially when you take her to your office and your AC is working fine. She will eventually do what? Calm down. She's a venter, not an obsessor. So you want to disengage, and that will help. Then another thing we also want to use is distraction. Somebody is coming and telling you, hey, my certificate is, remind me your name. Vivian. Vivian is saying, this thing should have been resolved. Why is it like this? I just say, Vivian, come. It's something we have been doing. I just point my hand towards the screen. Say, Vivian, see, it is something we do before I know I change it. She didn't see anything. But I've done what? I've distracted her. She now believes that something is happening. Whereas what I'm showing her has nothing to do with solving a problem. Yes. I just simply distracted her. She's now okay. I think they are doing something about it. So when you see people like that, angry customers, you want to quickly use way of just to calm them down. That's showing that. Yeah, you said? Another thing is empathy statements. Empathy statements. Empathy statement will always come up in customer service. And when you are doing this, please be specific. Hey, okay, we have delayed, but it seems you are very upset with our delay. So sorry about it. You are being specific. I know it can be frustrating. I know the whole thing you are passing through can be frustrating, but please, you are specific. And that's empathy what? Statement. The key to effective empathy statements is what? For you to be specific, you may want to actually name the emotions, the anger, the frustration. You want to identify the source of the emotion, and so on. You want to avoid general statement like, I know where you are coming from. You don't know where I'm coming from. Please. I know how you feel. No, you don't know how I feel. Don't generalize the statement. Because when you begin to generalize it, remember we said treat customers special. You understand? Then of course, another tools you want to use is for you to expedite. Expediting means do things faster. There's a complaint, just do things faster. Vivian is coming to me, you people have not solved my problem. So don't worry, I'm on it. And I'm really not on it. But the next thing Vivian hears from me is, system. Okay, they are working on it. It's techniques, use it. So please, what you want to do is quickly put things to action. That's what it's saying. And when you are giving recommendation, when you give an advice or market product recommendation, explain why you think a specific product or action will be the best for the customer. Okay, I think I'm explaining expert recommendation. Yes, I've moved to expert recommendation. So when you are recommending, for some of us who came during our training, you are having difficulties in picking your 5 courses. And if you approach any of our agents or any of my team members, they will ask you, what did you study in school? That will also help them to know how to. I think me and Mr. Joshua at some point we have had this discussion. Yes, where we are going, okay, do you think this one is better than all of that? You understand? So you are giving that recommendation because you are what? You are an expert. Very important. Then, of course, another tools, techniques you want to use is explaining, reasoning, or action. A typical example is the one we shared yesterday, the information I passed across yesterday, that your HRM will not be happening, the live session will not be happening. However, you have to go and watch the recording at your own time. And we explained the reason. Am I correct? And we said the facilitator is not in the country. And that is why. So why not explain reason to your clients for some change, for some policies? Let them know, let them be aware. You understand? It's one of the tools and techniques, tools we can use in all different kinds of customer interaction. Another one is face saving out. Like I rightly mentioned before, some of us are slow learners. Some of us, our level of comprehension may not be as fast as other people. And you are coming to me, you're asking me maybe a question that almost everybody has gotten it, but you are still behind. And you're coming back to ask me. And as you're coming to ask me, normally the anger in me as a human being, I'm supposed to embarrass you. But no, you want to save this person's face. And I think for some of us who have taken and completed our project management course, there's a part in project management where we have to do some calculation. And there is something I shared with them. I told them, me self, I don't know maths. And I told them how I was scoring 2/40, 2/40, test 1, test 2. How I was in the path to failure. When I finished explaining that story, as we're about to solve the maths, they were also looking at me, saying, me too, I know, no. So it helps us to help each other. You understand? So when a client is coming to meet you and you have noticed that this person seems to be slow in comprehension, you are now going to, now what for you? You can graduate, you be now, you know, sabi read. This thing they put on and they say, no. You also want to put yourself in that shoes. Okay, you didn't get it. Let's look at it together. I think they are actually trying to see tomorrow's this thing. Okay, let's read it together now. That's face saving. The person will be, in fact, next time when the person has issue, do you think the person will come back to you? Yes. Because you are saving the person's face. You are saving that person from what? From embarrassment. So as a customer service representative, as a business owner, don't always assume that everybody has that sharp brain. My lecturer used to tell us that time, tell us, say some of you here as you are here, all of you have different memory capacity. Some of you are megabytes, 500 kilobytes. Some of you are 1 gig. Some of you are 1 terabyte. You understand? So please put this into consideration when you are dealing with customers who may not be very fast in grasping what you are saying. And of course, finding an agreement point. Find one thing that is common. Like I rightly mentioned before, as a customer representative, one of the things you want to do is find a common ground. You know that the Gen Zs, they like TikTok, they like Instagram and all of that. Some of our elderly ones that want to advise this young generation, they need to be on the social medium. Yes, if that's the only place they can. And that is why most of you here, I know you may be guilty. How many of them I don't block my parents' password? Because of what I post. I don't want my because before you know, you begin to get, will I call it unsolicited advice now? The truth is, you are an adult, you know what is good for you. But, you know, for our parents in Africa, whether you are 30 years old, they will still advise you. Yes. So because of that, so many of us are guilty. We have blocked some people from seeing our status. Aunties and uncles, you have blocked them. But the truth is, one way for them to get you people is for them to also be in that social media. But before even they open, I don't block them. Because they will find a common ground. This way is fine. I think there are some parents who are actually also in that social media, and their children have not blocked them because they actually make things fun. Because I've seen some parents on social media too. See what my mom is saying. Point of view, that trend. Point of view. When I send this dog to my mom, this is her reaction. When I remember that dog, you see their reaction and all of that. So for you to be able to get the heart of this young generation, as parents, you also need to begin to do what? To think like them. So as a customer representative, you want to find out where your customer is coming from so that you can find a point where you both can have an agreement. You understand? So when customer sees that you are being on the same side with them, what's the next thing? He or she is much less likely to strike out at you in anger. They know that, okay, you're on my side now. Now we. So that's one of the techniques we want to put in place. Finishing up and following up. Yes. Following up or finishing off is the process of getting back to customers to tie up loose and confirm that a problem has been solved or obtain feedback from the customer. So the customer has already laid complaint to you. The next thing you want to actually find out is after that complaint, has it been resolved? You reach out, following up, finishing up the following up. Are we together? Now, the next thing is telephone techniques. I think time is fast spent. Yes. I would like us to call it a day here. Yes. So, okay. As the attendance will be fast. So the next one will be telephone techniques. Yes. It is very possible that this class may be held virtually. Yes. Maybe, I don't know, I will communicate within the week when this class is to be held. Maybe, okay, you are holding a class this week already. Some of us are having class this week on Thursday, right? Okay. You said? No, virtual. I'm thinking of wrapping up our last discussion virtually. Okay. Let's see now. I'll communicate maybe on Friday evening for just about an hour so that we can finish the remaining slide. I think we just have about 38 slides to go. Yes. About 38 slides to go so that we can just finish up. Those of us on Zoom, please, if you have not turned in your okay. Okay. Somebody was responding to that business guy. Okay, what's the difference between admitting mistake and apologizing? Okay, is the network, that's why I was breaking. Admitting mistake is that you have accepted that the fault is from you or your organization. Apologizing will now mean telling them sorry for the inconveniences that you must have caused. Yes, because somebody might say, and the fault is from us, we know. So what do you want to do? You understand? So what? Beat me now. You understand? Apologizing will now mean, okay, yes, it is our fault. So sorry about the inconveniences. Christiana Adebiyi, I hope I've been able to answer your question. Let me quickly check again. I thought it will be sent to us in the platform. Okay, no. You fill a form. You fill a form requesting for the template. Okay, don't worry. I think the people that are asking are actually those who started our training in May. Usually, it is when you have at least taken one assessment that we share that template. I did fill the form online. Okay, you check your mail, you get it. How do I get the CV template? You fill a form, don't worry, it will be shared. Please do share the CSM material slide on the group. Yes, I've shared that, Mr. Timmy. That was shared. Yes. Okay, check your spam. Mary Moses, check your spam. You can also search using my email to search. Use my email to search your box. I will send my email to you. Just send me a message on WhatsApp. I will send my email to you for you to use and search. Okay, I should resend it. You were added recently. Okay, it's fine. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. So we'll continue our discussion from telephone techniques, either during the week or maybe next week, depending on how my schedule is. Thank you very much, everyone. And do have let me use the word of Mr. President. Enjoy your weekend. Hello, good afternoon. How well done. Just yes, Mr. Joshua. I saw your data. See as is it the tracker? Your tracker is very good and big. Well done, eh? Well done.
I want to know again. So you question investing.
Yes. Did you meet my colleagues downstairs?
Okay, should we do?
Yes. Good afternoon. How now?